minutes before we'll start.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is good to be back. It is good to be with all of you. And truly, if there's anything that we need this evening, it's the Shabbat Shirah, to hear the sounds of music. So welcome to our special Shabbat Shirah, Shabbat dedicated to the celebration of song and music in our Jewish tradition. And tonight we honor the transformative power of music. In our tradition, music is not merely an art form, it's a profound expression of our connection with the divine, a bridge that links our earthly experiences with our spiritual aspirations. And the Torah teaches us that when the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, or the Sea of Reeds, escaping from slavery in Egypt, Miriam, the prophetess, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her with timbrels and with dances. And this moment of joyous song, known as Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea, encapsulates the essence of Shabbat Shirah. It reminds us of the critical role music plays in our history and our spiritual life. And we can pass through any trial so long as we take hold of our souls, and when we cross whatever stands in our way, we can sing out as an expression of our deepest selves. In our services, music elevates our prayers, led by our dear cantor, allowing us to transcend the ordinary and connect with something greater than ourselves. So as we celebrate Shabbat Shirah, let us immerse ourselves in the melodies that have shaped our identity as a people, as well as the music that might be new, delighting our ears with new songs of hope and peace. So let us use this time to reflect on the power of music, to inspire, to heal, and to unite. May the songs we sing and the melodies we share tonight resonate within us, reminding us of the beauty and strength inherent in our tradition, as our choir is going to lead us in the words of Hine Matov, how good and how pleasant it is when siblings can dwell together in peace wherever they are, whether here or overseas, in the land of Israel and beyond. Let us all sing together. We are so fortunate to have such an amazing choir here at Congregation Shalom. Thank you for always lifting our souls and our spirits in prayer. For this year's Shabbat Shirah celebration, we're proud to welcome for his third visit to Congregation Shalom our dear friend Doug Cotler. Doug is a Grammy Award-winning composer and an accomplished singer, songwriter, producer, and musician. Doug has been one of the leading voices in the development of contemporary Jewish music and has toured the country extensively, sharing his innovative and inspiring music with Jewish communities everywhere. Blessed with a warm and expressive voice, Doug Cotler's sensitive and penetrating interpretations of liturgy, as well as his insightful and humorous songs about Jewish events and heroes, have placed him in the forefront of contemporary Jewish music. His multifaceted abilities as a performer, composer, producer, and teacher have uniquely defined Doug's career. For 14 years, Doug was the musical producer of the Union for Reform Judaism's National Biennial Conventions. His signature songs, Listen and Standing on the Shoulders, are iconic standards in contemporary Jewish American culture. We're grateful to our sponsors and benefactors who have sponsored this event, Roberta and Steve Isaacson, who made Doug's visit possible. And we'd like to invite you to come forward because we are grateful to you and would love it if you would bring the light of the Shabbat candles forward, as well as you bring the light of so much goodness to our community and our congregation. And Doug will also be joined by our cantor, David Perper, as well as by our own choir. In order to make room for a lot of Doug's music tonight, services will be a bit different. As a part of Doug's concept of writing Jewish music, he's composed English kavanot to Hebrew prayers. So many of the prayers we'll chant and sing tonight will have English interpretations woven into the fabric of our songs. There will be some beautiful, inspiring moments tonight, so Shabbat Shalom, and Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, sing unto God a new song. And so we are going to now turn to lighting and kindling our Shabbat candles.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and lives.
Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu ad le'er Shabbat.
Amen. And let's read the English together. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Let's sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Sun's going down, there's fire in the sky, it kindles a flame, close the eyes, draw it into your heart, let it stay. Cherish this time, when time slows down, when angels sing and peace is found, when the light of God transforms the night. We remember and keep the flame alive. Where there is light, justice grows, and flows like a river of wine. All will be safe and free under the shade of the vine, under the shade of the tree. This is how we survive. We remember and keep the flame alive. To all my loved ones here in my heart, breath of my breath, part of my part, you're always with me. Your love burns bright. God bless and keep you on this night, where there is light, justice grows and flows like a river of wine. All will be safe and free under the shade of the vine, under the shade of the tree. This is how we survive. We remember and keep the flame alive. There's a hole in the universe from which nothing escapes. Things fall through to the other side, come out in different shapes. Who made the earth and sky? What makes this planet spin? Where did they come from? How did it all begin? The stars in the sky send out a flare as they burn into ash. Their light bears a message of yesterday's news. All things must pass. Who is beyond all time? Where is the end of space? What lives forever? Why is it all in place? So many questions and so little time to ask them. Blessed are you, Adonai. How can we know you? Where can we find you? You are so close and yet so far away. a tiny egg, a little seed. Life begins with a breath. For 6 long days, the work is good. And on the 7th there's rest. Who is the source of life? What makes the seasons flow? Where do we come from? When will we ever know? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. I'm going to ask the choir to come up and take their position up on stage. We're going to sing a couple of songs together. The first one we're going to sing is an interpretation of the Shema, and it's called Listen. It was the very first Jewish song that I wrote. I started as a rock and roll songwriter, and when I set about to write Jewish music, I chose the Shema for the first piece. It took me almost a year to complete this song. I took it very seriously. The Hebrew is so intense. Every word is a world unto itself. The Shema is only 6 words long, and each one is a universe. I wanted the English to be as rich and provocative and inspiring as the Hebrew was. I sang the second Jewish song I wrote, which was for the Baruch Hu. Now the Baruch Hu is also very, very short, and I looked to the 2 accompanying prayers, the Ma'ariv Aravim and the Yotzer, which we say in the morning, which talk about the marvels of creation, of the planets spinning and the seasons changing. And the melody that I took was the melody that my dad, who was a cantor, used to sing. It was the melody I grew up with. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. I know a lot of you recognize that. For the Shema melody, I also took the melody that I grew up with, and you'll recognize that. But I want to, the Baruch Hu and the Shema song were written almost 40 years ago, and I want to explain a little bit about my approach. I remember one Friday night after services, I was at the oneg table nabbing my 12th cookie, and a man came up to my father, and he was very upset. See, my dad was the cantor at the synagogue, and I was 7 years old. And the man came up to my dad, and he went, "Cantor, I'm very upset with you." And my dad said, "Why? What's the problem?" And the man said, "Because the Micha Mocha that you sang tonight, it was not traditional." And my dad said, "Well, gee, I'm really, really sorry. Would it have been better if I had sung Micha Mocha v'Adonai Mi Kamocha Nadar v'Hakodesh?" And the man went, "Oh, that's the one." And my dad said, "Well, I just made that up." What we think of as being traditional Jewish music may be something the cantor just made up. It may be something that's very, very old. It could be 40 years old, could be 100 years old. Kol Nidre, for instance, could be only a few hundred years old. Some people think maybe 900 years old. I'll give you another, you know this one. It goes, Ma'otzur Yeshu. We sing a Hanukkah song. Well, we know this is a German drinking song. You have to look a little more carefully where Jewish music comes from. On Friday night, we could end the service tonight with Ein Keloheinu, another German drinking song. We know this. I'll give you probably think that potato latkes are Jewish. No, there's nothing Jewish about eating a potato on Hanukkah. You have to look more carefully. So for the Jews that were living in Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Russia, Poland, all those cold places, what did they have to eat in the middle of December? Potatoes. Well, that's why we have a potato. But you take the potato and you grate it, add some egg, a few other ingredients, and fry it in some oil. That's the Jewish part. So they don't even eat latkes around the Mediterranean. All the Sephardic Jews, they have donuts. They take wheat. Potatoes don't grow in the hot climate. So they take the wheat and fry it, and they get a sufganiyah. I'll give you another example. Sing along if you know this. Choir, sing along. Oh, Hoseh Shalom Bimroma. Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Now this song was written this melody was written about 50 years ago, but already this melody, it's from Sinai. Everybody knows this melody. I'll give you another one. Here's... now those of us in the professional Jewish music biz, we call this kind of music the Chamber of Horrors. There's about 5 million songs written to this. Elech hamda libi, lo yisagoel goy cherev, yismechu hashamayim, Am Yisrael, chai, Am Yisrael, but I have to tell you, this is not Jewish music. It's actually Russian folk music. Das Vidanya Spasiv. Look, we lived in Russia a long time too. And I'll give you another example. How many of you recognize this one? Shalom Rahav Al Yisrael. Sing with me. Shalom Rahav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav Al Yisrael Amcha. That sounds nice. Now this song also was written about 50 years ago. It was written by two Jewish teenagers. They're both grown men now, obviously, and one's a rabbi, one is a cantor. And I can imagine that they were at a Jewish summer camp, probably in Massachusetts, because that's where they were from. And they were sitting around a campfire and they were going, "Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another, Shalom Rahav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam." All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Shalom Rahav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. What they did was really nothing new if you think about how Jewish music has been written for centuries. They took the music that they grew up with, and in their case, the pop, rock, folk music of their generation, and they combined it, I think, in a sensitive and beautiful way with a Hebrew prayer, a prayer for peace. I'll give you one last example. Everybody put up one finger like this. Good. Put it in front of your lips and go, shh. Now put the finger on the side of your head and tilt your head just a little. Look like you're thinking about something really hard. Go, Now put your hand out to the side like you just got a great idea. Go, ah. Let's do that again. Shh. Ah. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter, it gets in the way. And listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes. Listen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam Voed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God. You know how we applaud during services? You go like this. The choir was absolutely amazing. Yeah, this is how deaf people applaud. It won't break the mood, and that was absolutely, I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. That was probably inappropriate, but I don't care. That was really, really lovely. There was one song that always stuck out to me. I loved when my father would sing Kol Nidre. And there was one prayer immediately before Kol Nidre. It, again, is very short. It's only 6 words long. And traditionally, the cantor, the chazan, sings these 6 words repetitively in an ascending spiral of intensity. And the words are obscure. I found them difficult. The Hebrew is Or Zarua Latzadik. Light is planted, Litzadik, for the righteous one. Light is planted for the righteous. U leyishre lev simcha. And for the straight of heart, simcha, there'll be joy. Light is planted for the righteous, and for the straight of heart, there'll be joy. Or zaru ala tzadik, וליישרי לב שמחה. אור זרו על הצדיק, וליישרי לב שמחה. אור זרו על הצדיק, וליישרי לב שמחה. Or zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. 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 There is a light. What makes it shine? When I do right, it becomes mine, straight from the heart. Happiness grows where there's a light. Life overflows. Oh, zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. Oh, zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. Oh, zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. Oh, zaru ala tzadik, there is a seed. What makes it grow? Where it will lead, there I will go. Straight from the heart, the truth never fails. Where there's a light, justice prevails. Or zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik, uleyishre lev simcha. Straight from the heart, the truth never fails. Hazaru ala tzadik ul yishrele simcha. Beautiful. One of the treats for me is getting to sing with the choir. So good. We're going to continue with Veshamaru.
Israel, oti leolam vaed. Vishameru v'nei Israel et HaShabbat. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. וביום השביעי שבת, שבת, ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
Beautiful. You can applaud like this, applaud like this. I'll invite the choir to go back to their seats. In 1803, Tybal Karachik was born in a little shtetl outside of the town of Slutsk, which is in the Pripyat marsh of Byelorussia. One day her granddaughter, Shulia, came up to her and said, Baba Tybal, if I have a child, if I have a baby girl, I want to name her after you because you're my favorite. And in 1888, Shulia gave birth to a little baby girl, named her Tybal, after the baby's great-grandmother. 15 years later, in 1903, Tybal got off the boat in Ellis Island. She changed her name to Tessie Block. Tessie Goldberg. Tessie married a jeweler in New York City by the name of Isidore Block, and they had 3 children. The eldest daughter, Edith, fell in love with the son of a cantor from Philadelphia and by the name of Ted, and in 1948, right after Ted got out of the Army, Ted and Edith moved to Southern California, where Ted became the cantor at a Reformed synagogue in Southern California. They had 3 sons. I'm the youngest son. It's as far back as I can go in my family, I'm so very grateful to the journey that my grandma Tessie made when she was 15 years old, crossing a continent and an ocean by herself. She came to a place where she knew no one, nor even spoke the language. I can't even imagine a 15-year-old having to do that. She lived in my house when I was a very little boy. We even shared a bedroom together. If you got her chocolate chip cookies right out of the oven, amazing. If you waited an additional 10 minutes, they would turn to stone. The finer art of baking escaped her. I was so very happy to have that glass of milk to soften that chocolate chip cookie. I'm also very grateful to my father, who taught me this beautiful Jewish music and heritage. I certainly would not be in this exquisite sanctuary. I was telling the choir earlier, just this is absolutely unique, this building you have. Sharing these traditional Jewish songs with you, if it weren't for him. And he, as I mentioned earlier, he passed away at a young age, and he never got to hear any of this music that I've written. But every time I sing, I feel like I'm singing with him and he's singing with me, and it gives me strength. This next song I'd like to share is called Standing on the Shoulders. If I can see a little further in my life, it's because I'm standing on their shoulders, these two particular ancestors that I've chosen to share with you. But my story is not unique. I would venture to say that each one of us here has a story like this, filled with ancestors, with loved ones who sacrificed so much so that perhaps our life could be a little better. And in that sense, each of us is standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before. In the garden there's a tree planted by someone who only imagined me. What love, what vision. I marvel at the gift. No fruit could be sweeter than this. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. As my people went from land to land, something passed from hand to hand, and it isn't just the words and stories of the ancient laws and golden glories. It's the way we study, the book we study. It's the way we study, the way. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Today my life is full of joys because a young man raised his voice, because a young girl took a chance. I am freedom's inheritance. Years ago they crossed the sea, and they made a life that's come to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. So in the garden I'll plant a seed, a tree of life for you to read. The fruit will ripen in the sun. Words will sound when I am gone. These are the things I pass along, the fruit, the book, and the song. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Thank you. So let me invite the Chazan, Perper, to come up and join me. We're going to do a little medley of three Jewish songs that I did not write. I think, except for the opening song, I think all the melodies tonight are my compositions. Okay. So these are three songs that were all written about 40, 50 years ago. Three songs that inspired me and informed me. The first one was written, that we're going to do, was written by a cantor, Stephen Shear. And it was a melody for Dodie Lee. Dodie Lee is a love song from the Song of Songs. It's sung at weddings, I think also on Passover, I think, I'm not sure. And the melody that my dad used to do, you hear the Chamber of Horrors, there it is. Dodi li va ani lo haroe vashoshanim. Yeah, that's the one I learned. But Stephen's idea was, what would happen if I wrote a Jewish song in a major key? What? Yeah, I mean, all the, even when Jewish songs traditionally would be in a major key, like a nice major key, you gotta, it's gotta have that schreing in it. Yes. But he was gonna write a Dodie Lee, a love song in a major key, only major chords. He was just gonna, what an idea this was. Then we're gonna sing a little bit of a Debbie Friedman song called Lechi Lach. Now, Lechi Lach, I think Lech Lecha is the third Torah portion. Debbie said, what would happen if I wrote a Jewish song from a woman's point of view? What? Yeah, I was waiting.
What? I'm sorry,
There
I was
you go.
waiting.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Missed my cue.
Yeah, you missed your cue. Well, from a woman. So Lech Lecha is what God said to Abraham. Lech Lecha, get up and go. Leave your father's house. Go to the land that I'll show you. And but Debbie said, what would happen if God spoke to a woman? Well, in Hebrew, God wouldn't say Lech Lecha. God would say Lechi Lach instead of Lech Lecha. So she wrote this beautiful song. And then finally, the third part of our medley is going to be the song to which I referred earlier, written by Dan Freelander and Jeff Klepper, Shalom Rav, which is a beautiful song for peace, for Israel and all the world. Three beautiful songs.
Ani lo haroeh bashoshanim dodi li mizotola min hamidbar mizotola min hamidbar nodili vani lo haroeh vashoshanim dodili. To a land that I will show
Yeah, sing along.
you. Lech Lecha, to a place you do not know. Lech Lach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi Lach. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. tasim leolam, tasim leolam.
Thank you. Beautiful.
So beautiful. The whole evening has been
Thank
so
you.
beautiful up to this point. At this time, we turn our thoughts to loved ones who are in need of a prayer for healing, a misha berach, a refuat nefesh, a refuat guf, a healing of body, a healing of soul. And I invite you to hold those names in your heart as we continue with misha berach.
We'll sing at this time Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach. It's so close to our hearts, so beautifully written to connect with the feeling. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha La'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imoteinu Mikor HaBracha La'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn now to the prayer for Israel as we think of our loved ones across the sea. And certainly we are thinking of all of those who are protecting the state of Israel. We think of all of the hostages and their dear families. We think of all of those who stand with us in the diaspora, just as we stand with those who are standing in Eretz Yisrael. And so we turn to these sacred words, Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael v'go'alo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael Reshit Tzmichat Gulatenu, Hagen Aleha be'avrat chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Horacha ve'amitcha l'arseha sareha ve'yotzeha b'taknem be'etza tova milfanecha, V'natata Shalom ba'aretz v'simchat olam le'oshveha v'nomar Amen. Thank you, Cantor. Avinu Shabashamayim, O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace, shielded beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Let us say, Amen. We turn now to memory as we think of those who passed into life eternal. Particularly in our hearts and minds, we are thinking of Audrey Rubin. We think of during the period of Shiva, we think of Howard Meckler and Barbara Recht. To those names, too, we think of those for whom we mark the period of Shoshim, the 30-day mourning period. We think of Nikki Craig, Umi Druck, Bert Goodman, Howard Pollack, and Mark Sumner. And so, too, do we think of those who passed into life eternal in seasons gone by. It feels as though we walk in their footsteps. They are the ones who planted the trees for us. We think of Elsie Adelson, Robin Berkovisi, David Berman, Kimberly Blankenship, Benjamin Brightman, Ella Cash, Morris Fox, Earl Friedland, Dorothy Frindell, Albert Ginsberg, David Goldberg, Aaron Raymond Goldsmith, Donald M. Goldwyn, Martha Goodman, Victor Goodstein, Edward Jones, Maurice Codner, Alvin Curzon, Edna Lee, Burton H. Levine, Ann Lubotsky, Milton Manis, Kenneth Gerald Marks, Fanny Marshak, Anna Moskowitz, Norman Purston, Joseph N. Picker, Edward D. Plotkin, Marley Padell Frank, Claire Rosenstein, Jane Ross, Hazel Sandler, Albert F. Shopler, Jack Stein, Harry Steinberger, Saul Stern, Frida Tarlow, Bob Tash, Edward Tashkin, Ida Widrow, Donald E. Winnick, Sam Yano, William Zamsky, and Naomi Zemmel. If there are names that should be added to this list or names that should be pronounced differently than I did, please do call those names out loud as I look in your direction. In addition to the names of our loved ones, so too do we think of all of those who died due to war and or terrorism. We think of all those who died in defense of this nation and allied nations' ideals. We think of all those who died due to the terrible viruses of racism and xenophobia, as well as all those who perished during the Holocaust. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn to words sanctified by memory and words glorified by hope, the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash me Rabbah, B'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. And now, if Doug Cotler would like to present us with a musical sermon.
Yes, very short though. I mean, normally now there'd be some announcements. We do Kiddush and then go to the Oneg. We're going to begin our Oneg. Actually, Oneg, Shabbat means joy of Shabbat. So I hope I shared a little bit. You learned a little bit about where Jewish music comes from. I bet you did not know that some of the best and most authentic Jewish music comes from the Deep South and Old West part of the United States. I'll try to demonstrate that for you. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be rabbis. Don't let them speak Hebrew or learn how to pray. Let them be doctors or lawyers for pay. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be rabbis. Thinking they're clever, they'll drone on forever, even if they've got nothing to say. Well, chazurah and a kugel pie and a herring creamer, 'cause tonight's gonna be a cantorial dreamer. Pick guitar, blow shofar, what a scene. Eternal light gonna rock all night on the beamer. Well, Friday night's such a sight, the Shabbos queen. You all come to hear my son read an Aliyah. Dress in style, Eshet Chayil, my Omiyah. Eternal light gonna rock all night on the beam. Well, how's a rye and a kugel pie and a herring cream? 'Cause tonight's gonna be a cantorial dream. Pick guitar, blow shofar, what a scene. Eternal light gonna rock all night on the beam. You can applaud, it's okay, now you can applaud. Actually, you all go oy vey at the appropriate time. Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. She'll be eating lots of matzahs till she plots his Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. She'll be eating lots of knishes till she plots his Afi combing round the mountain when she comes. Oy vey! Well, I'm back in the temple again. Shofar blows the years at an end. When Rosh Hashanah's here, I know my course is clear. I'm back in the temple again. Sermons roll by one. I fast till Yom Kippur is done. I only do this once. Thank God it'll be 11 months till I'm back in the temple again. Tikiyagado, davening to and fro. I'm back in the temple again. Kol Nidre, it's time for us to pray. I'm back in the temple again. Everybody sing with me now. Yes, we're back in the temple again.
Yes, yes. Doug, it has been our great honor and pleasure to have you with us on Friday night. Let's express it one more time.
Thank you very much.
Your sense of history and your family and the generations that came before have served you well, and we're very grateful for your visit on Shabbat Shirah.
Thank you.
It's my great honor at this time to call up our temple president, Steve Wallace, who will give us announcements of events coming up in our congregation's life. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. This is a tough act to follow. Cantor, I just want to add my thanks as well. You were kind enough to share your family forebears and a beautiful song about standing on the shoulders, and it prompted me to reflect of the importance of music here at Congregation Shalom. Well before Debbie Friedman and most of the common names, Max Janowski, very esteemed, maybe father of Jewish modern music, was here at Congregation Shalom. Wow. And then Tybee Taglin, those of you who remember, for many, many years led our choir. Cantor Saul Zitron, our own Cantor Karen Berman for decades, and now Cantor Perper. So we thank you for coming. We thank the Isaacson family for reminding us of the centrality of music here at Shalom and how beautiful it is. And we hope we will stand on your shoulders and take music forward here at Shalom. So thank you very, very much. Very nice. A mazel tov to Ryan Poulet, who has been elevated this week from interim executive director to permanent executive director. So Ryan, please say mazel tov when you see Ryan. We're delighted to welcome Ryan to the Shalom family. And also would like to thank Jen Gilbert and Matt Siegel, who headed up our wonderful search committee that brought us Ryan here full-time and permanently. So thank you both. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study at 9 a.m., followed by our community service at 10, where with our renowned Kiddush lunch following. And tomorrow evening, we host an adult screen-free night at the Twisted Path Distillery at 7 o'clock p.m. Take a tour with the founder and the master distiller and enjoy a tasting of various spirits made right on premises. If you're interested in attending, please see our executive director, Ryan Poulet, this evening. Still time to sign up. Religious School and Boker Tov Hebrew are both in session this Sunday. It's also our second grade Family Education Day in the Religious School, which runs from 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning. On Sunday, February 4th, we host Babies, Books, and Bagels for our youngest Shalom members and their families. Friday, February 9th is our next family Shabbat service, and it will feature our first grade class. Saturday, February 17th, we're showing the movie Ice Age, very appropriate here in Wisconsin for our next family movie night. And on Sunday, March 17th, join us for our annual Purim Carnival and raffle. And Tuesday, April 23rd, we'll have our second Seder. And please save the date. Plan on joining us. Last year sold out fast, so I urge you all to make your plans accordingly. Watch your shofar, your emails, and Facebook to stay on top of all of Shalom's happenings. And finally, a sincere thank you to all of you who donated to our year-end security appeal. We had over 170 donors, and we've had significant security expenses in the wake of the events of October 7th, and your swift and generous response allowed Shalom to see our way forward. Thank you all, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Please rise for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchalanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. As Doug introduces our closing song, I ask the choir to please ascend the bimah. A wonderful oneg to follow. We look forward to that, and we're so happy that we can all be here together celebrating Doug, his music, and most especially Shabbat Shirah. Thank you.
Adonai le'amo yiteh, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. Adonai le'amo yiteh, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. Amen. 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 I'm not going to hop it. I'm getting over a cold, but
Guys did awesome. Shabbat Shalom. It was very nice. Except I really miss standing for the prayers. Shabbat Shalom. You know, minor details. Minor details. I know, but
I'm not surprised by that. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I gotta eat too. Thank you so much. Good to see you too.
First you know?